You're tuned to Radio Kidnappers, the voice of Hawke's Bay. This is a program called The Wonderful World of Wardini Books, and it's our pleasure, as always, to have in the studio Lou from Wardini Books in Havelock North. How you going, Lou?
I'm extremely well, Ken. How are you?
All the better for seeing you, thank you.
Cheers.
And three more great books to have a bit of a squiz at, and the first one is The Cat from Muzzle.
This is the story. It's a picture book for children by Sally Sutton, illustrated by Scott Tulloch, and it's about a high country cat's incredible walk home, and it is based on a true story.
Great drawing.
So that isn't he an amazing illustrator? So this tabby cat, rough and tumble tabby cat, is called Dwayne. And he lived on Muzzle Station. So Dwayne is tough, his claws are sharp, his paws are made to roam, a rumble-tumble tabby cat who always comes back home. But what happened? Lived on Muzzle, but one day his family left the farm and they took him with them, and they flew him out, because it's pretty remote out there by all accounts. And there you go. He's howling away, meow, meow, meow.
Yes.
They're all moving to Kaikoura, and he doesn't want to go there. He wants to go home.
Let's go back to Muzzle.
Yeah, so he's living by the seaside, and it's all lovely, but he doesn't like it, so off he trots.
What a great drawing of his tail heading out the window.
He's disappearing.
Yes.
He's the cat that headed home. And this is then his epic journey, his 5-week journey, which is a true story, to get back to Muzzle.
Really?
And he did it.
Amazing.
And I think it's even more incredible because he flew out, so he didn't even have his sort of scent direction to get back. So how do they do it, Ken?
That's unbelievable, isn't it? I could not answer that for you.
Yeah.
It's more to this life than I could ever begin to tell you.
I know. So a lot of it is clearly supposition,
yes,
because we don't know, because Dwayne has not spilled the beans or the sardines on who he met along the way. So there's a friendly hunter, and come and live with me. And then he must have gone through snow.
Yeah.
So there's a snowy scene there, and getting chased by other animals, because again, in 5 weeks out in the bush there, out in the wild,
you'd meet a wild pig or two, wouldn't you?
Well, you'd meet something.
Yeah.
So, and that's my favourite bit. Gets a ride on a horse. So I'm not sure if that's true or not. In the shop, we're choosing to believe that it is true. But he turns up. He's home.
Look at that.
So I think they let him stay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it'd be annoying if you got back and they said, send him back home.
We're going back to flying back out to Kaikoura. So, he's a real cat who made an epic 5-week journey from Kaikoura all the way back to his home on the remote Muzzle Station.
How far did he walk? Did this tell you?
No.
Be a long way, though.
It would be an incredibly long way. We know he must have gone over the Seaward Kaikoura range, where the lowest saddle is 1,300 metres, as well as crossing the Clarence River.
Wow, look at that.
How the heck did he do it?
What an amazing cat.
That's a super cat, that is.
That is amazing.
So that's a lovely book.
That is a lovely book. And next book is called, it could almost be science fiction, Starfell.
It's magical.
Magical.
I love magic. Starfell, Willow Moss and the Lost Day, and this is by Dominique Valente. And it's a chapter book for children of probably about 8 and up. If you've got a really smart cookie who's 7, that would be fine. And in this one, Willow Moss is the apparently least talented witch in her family. Her mother is a very talented witch called Rain Moss, and she goes off all around the fairs, and people are quite impressed with Rain Moss. And her 2 sisters go with her because they've got quite interesting abilities. Each witch has one ability, and Willow's ability is that she finds lost things. So there's a queue outside her house. Can you find my keys? And she just has to summon them, and then that person's keys will come. So it's really useful stuff. And one day she is in her garden, and things aren't quite right. Everything's feeling a bit odd. Her mum and her sisters are away at one of these fairs, and her dad's off at work, and she's not sure where Granny is. Granny's normally around, and the most powerful witch in their kingdom comes a knocking on the door. Morag Vane, her name is, which is a pretty cool name. And she says, I've lost a thing. It's last Tuesday. Last Tuesday has completely gone missing. And Willow starts to say, oh, well, okay. And she starts to try and find it. And Morag just stops her and says, no, if you just try and pull it back like that, you will have created a rip in the whole of time and space, and you will have killed the world. And she's like, oh, glad you stopped me there.
Yes.
So they go on a quest. They've got to complete all sorts of adventures to try and find someone called an oublié, who is a forgotten It's about forgotten things from the past, and they've got to try and find him so he can help them on their quest. And it's just about going through various spaces where she picks up people that will help her along the way.
Fascinating.
It's absolutely brilliant. It's a real proper adventure, nicely written. There's just enough danger for it to be interesting, but not too terrifying so that children will have nightmares.
No.
So highly recommended.
If you were a witch, what would your talent be?
I don't know. Everyone would like to fly, I suppose. So the old broomstick thing's quite quite appealing. What would yours be?
Oh, I don't know. I'd like to be magic and just make things appear. Not just to one thing. I just want to find lost things. Well, I suppose I could find lost treasure.
You could find lost treasure. And wouldn't it be cool if you just had to think, change the bed sheets, and it was done?
Yeah.
You'd have fresh bed sheets every day.
I'd wish for immortality. That's what I'd wish for.
Oh, would you? I'm not sure about that.
I'd love to live forever. Would you?
No, I don't know.
Nah, don't want
think
to?
so.
Okay, well, you've only got about another 50 years to go in that case.
I'll make the most of them. Thanks, Ken.
And our last book we're going to look at is Jobs, Robots and Us.
Yeah, this is quite a fascinating one. This is by Kinley Salmon, who is a New Zealander. He grew up in Nelson, but he's actually, where is he now? He's an economist in Washington, D.C.
Wow.
So this is all about our concern that robots will take over jobs. And we'll have no jobs, and it'll be another nail in the coffin. So could millions of jobs soon be eliminated by artificial intelligence and robots? From driverless cars to digital assistants, it seems the world of work is on the cusp of a technological revolution. But are the robots really knocking at the door? And what does all this mean for New Zealanders?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, many a true words spoken there, I think, and that person is coming here.
Yes, so that's why I'm flagging this one today. So Kinley is coming to Hastings Library. He will be there on Wednesday the 29th of May, I think about 6 o'clock. So it's open to the public, and I think that will make an absolutely fascinating discussion.
It will be fascinating. Now, if we want to get any of these books, just remind our listeners, we want to come and see you at Wardini Books. Where are you?
We are 16 Tomato Road in Havelock North and 44 Hastings Street, Napier.
Good on you, Lou. As always, our pleasure. Look after yourself. Talk to you same time, same place next time.
Lovely. Thanks, Ken.